Svetasvatara Upanishad, translated by Max Müller. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Jyoti Taravanat. First Adhyaya. The Brahma students say, is Brahman the cause? Whence are we born? Whereby do we live? And whither do we go? O ye who know Brahman, tell us, at whose command we abide, whether in pain or in pleasure? Should time or nature, or necessity, or chance, or the elements be considered as the cause, or he who is called the person, Purusha Vijñānātma? It cannot be their union either, because that is not self-dependent, and the self also is powerless, because there is independent of him a cause of good and evil. The sages, devoted to meditation and concentration, have seen the power belonging to God Himself hidden in its own qualities, guna. He, being one, superintends all those causes, time, self, and the rest. We meditate on Him who, like a wheel, has one felly with 3 tires, 16 ends, 50 spokes, and 20 counter spokes, and 6 sets of 8, whose one rope is manifold, who proceeds on 3 different roads, and whose illusion arises from 2 causes. We meditate on the river whose water consists of 5 streams, which is wild and winding with its 5 springs, whose waves are the 5 vital breaths, whose fountainhead is the mind, the cause of the 5 kinds of perceptions. It has 5 whirlpools, its rapids are the 5 pains, it has 50 kinds of suffering and 5 branches. In the vast Brahma wheel, in which all things live and rest, the bird flutters about, so long as he thinks that the self in him is different from the mover, the God, the Lord. When he has been blessed by Him, then he gains immortality. But what is praised in the Upanishads is the highest Brahman, and in it there is the triad. The highest Brahman is the safe support. It is imperishable. The Brahma students, when they have known what is within this world, are devoted and merged in the Brahman, free from birth. The Lord, Isa, supports all this together, the perishable and the imperishable, the developed and the underdeveloped. The living self, not being a lord, is bound, because he has to enjoy the fruits of works. But when he has known the God, Deva, he is freed from all fetters. There are 2, one knowing, Ishvara, the other not knowing, Jiva, both unborn, one strong, the other weak. There is she, the unborn, through whom each man receives the recompense of his works, and there is the infinite self appearing under all forms, but himself inactive. When a man finds out these 3, that is Brahma. That which is perishable is the Pradhana, the first. The immortal and imperishable is Hara. The one God rules the perishable, the Pradhana, and the living self. From meditating on Him, from joining Him, from becoming one with Him, there is further cessation of all illusion in the end. When that God is known, all fetters fall off, sufferings are destroyed, and birth and death cease. From meditating on Him, there arises on the dissolution of the body the third state, that of universal lordship. But he only who is alone is satisfied. This, which rests eternally within the self, should be known, and beyond this not anything has to be known. By knowing the enjoyer, the enjoyed, and the ruler, everything has been declared to be threefold, and this is Brahman. As the form of fire, while it exists in the underwood, is not seen, nor is its seed destroyed, but it has to be seized again and again by means of the stick and the underwood, so it is in both cases. And the self has to be seized in the body by means of the pranava, the syllable Om. By making his body the underwood and the syllable Om the upper wood, man, after repeating the drill of meditation, will perceive the bright God, like the spark hidden in the wood. As oil in seeds, as butter in cream, as water in dry river beds, as fire in wood, so is the self seized within the self, if man looks for him by truthfulness and penance. If he looks for the self that pervades everything, as butter is contained in milk, and the roots whereof are self-knowledge and penance, that is the Brahman taught by the Upanishad. End of first Adhyaya. Recording by Jyoti Taravanat.